Good morning. We'll begin with some singing this morning. Our new opening song, Put Your Roots Down. Once we see the lyrics up there, I'm going to encourage you to think about this as being in two parts or two sections. So from Put Your Roots Down to If You Listen, that's kind of part one. And then the last 5 lines, because the sound of the river, to As It Moves Across Your Bones, that's like part 2. So we're going to do part 1 first. And let's set up a little beat today. So if you'd like, you can kind of I'll do maybe a stomp and clap, but you could do thigh slap, clap, something like that. Yeah, see. I'll go first, and then you can repeat after me. Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? Still part 1. Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? Now part 2. 'Cause the sound of the river as it moves across the stone. 'Cause the sound of the river as it moves across the stone is the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones. Is the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones. Part 2 again. 'Cause the sound of the river as it moves across the stone is the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones. Part 1. Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? Part 1. Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. Can you hear what she says if you listen? Part 2. 'Cause the sound of the river as it moves across the stone is the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones. Part 2 one more time. 'Cause the sound of the river as it moves across the stone is the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Carl Sonnen, and I'm your secretary on your board of directors. We had a wonderful celebration a couple of Sundays ago to welcome our new members. If you have been active at FirstU for at least 3 months and are curious about the benefits and process for joining the congregation, please inquire at the welcome table at the back or send a message to welcome@firstunitarianottawa.ca. We look forward to chatting with you. Next Saturday, hey there. It's nice to hear kids chatting. It's wonderful. The 2025 Annual General Meeting will be held Saturday, May 3rd. That's next Saturday at 4 p.m. in Worship Hall. Notice of the Annual General Meeting was sent by email this week to all members, and AGM materials are available to download from our members page. The agenda includes election of board members, approval of our financial statements, and motions regarding our place of banking and issuing community bonds for our new developments. Those who attend will have the first opportunity to view and receive a copy of the updated campus development site plan. This meeting will be in hybrid, so in person and via Zoom, and non-members are welcome to join, but only members physically present will be able to vote, and we're counting on a good number showing up so that we have quorum. However, if you are a member and you can't attend in person, please complete a proxy form in advance. Proxy forms are available on the members page and can be filled out anytime and sent to the office. Refreshments will start at 3:15 before the 4 p.m. meeting. As is our custom, there will be 2 meetings leading up to our AGM for those who would like more detail on our financial situation, including the 2024 audited financial statements and the proposal for FirstU to issue community bonds to support the construction of affordable housing. Each meeting will last about 2 hours. The first of these will take place tomorrow, Monday, April 28th at 10 a.m., and the second will be on Wednesday, April 10th at 7 p.m. The Zoom links are available in our EUU. I'm competing. The financial statements and a document describing the community bond proposals are available to download from the members page, and we recommend reviewing them prior to attending these meetings. Now I'd like to invite David Chernishenko, this year's coordinator for the time and talent auction, to come to the podium for an exciting announcement.
Exciting announcement. Now I've got something to live up to here. Well, there is exciting news. Carl knew that. We set an arbitrary goal of $5,000. It's our first time doing the time and talent auction for a number of years. We are at 4,817, so my math tells me we're $183 short. Now, there's great news, which is there is still until 9 p.m. on Wednesday, get my dates right here, to be able to bid. And this part, if I was a child, I would want to be listening. If I was a kid who was being really noisy or chatty here, I'd really want to listen. There are still all kinds of items that haven't been bid on them, and some of them are really interesting to children. There's 2 hours at somebody's home. It's a bed and breakfast that's set up with arcade games and all kinds of other games. It's called the Groovy Games Getaway. 2 hours at the Groovy Games Getaway. There's a family here who's offering a barbecue lunch and games after the service for a group, for a family. If I was, checking out those things or wanted my parents to, nudge, nudge, that's what I'd be looking at. So there are still quite a number of items that have not been bid on or are available at a bargain price. And it's not that I want them to go at a bargain price, so there's still a chance to bid up there, but lots of great things. So please help us get way over the $5,000 mark. And the last piece of good news, for those who still haven't figured out just how this online bidding thing works, I've got my laptop. I'm going to be in the office after the service, and I can coach you through it. I can't bid for you. I won't pay for you, but I can show you how to do it. All right, thank you.
Oh, David, we knew there were reasons we loved you. Many, many reasons. Bonjour tout le monde. Welcome everyone to the First Unitarian Congregation of Ottawa. Whether you are here in Worship Hall or watching from wherever you happen to be, know that you are welcome here. I'm the Reverend Eric Meter, the lead minister.
And I'm Susan, your worship associate this morning. We acknowledge that our FirstU campus is located on traditional, unsurrendered, and unceded Algonquin Anishinaabe territory, and that the work of reconciliation is a responsibility of our congregation and of all Canadians. Our goal is to educate ourselves and all those who have the willingness to understand, to be of service to those who are at risk, and to advocate for justice. Let us join our voices in song. Please rise in body or in spirit as Jen leads us in singing For All That Is Our Life. It's number 128 in the gray hymnal, and the lyrics will also be on the screen.
We hope that you will take advantage of online opportunities at FirstU to stay in touch. If you are new here and would like to learn more about us, please contact us through our email at welcome@firstunitarianottawa.ca. And if you are right here in Worship Hall with us this morning and would like more information about our faith community, it is available at the welcome table. And we have waiver back there. We encourage you to sign up and receive our EUU, our weekly email newsletter. Sign-up information is available on our website under the EUU Weekly Newsletter tab. Or you can access the EUU on our website or by using the QR code on the back of your printed programs this morning. Check our Facebook and Instagram pages on our website for notices and updates. Our calendar continues to be as full as ever, though some of our activities take place online. This morning, each of us are welcome. We of any heritage or faith, whatever our burdens, of any culture or race, of any gender or orientation, in any body, all that we are today, we are all part of this spiritual community. And to begin our morning's reflection on the call for reconciliation, what it means and what remains possible of it, with our special guest, Janet Beauvais, who we will welcome more fully later, we light our chalice this morning to these words from Dorothy Mae Emerson. May our chalice lighters come forward at this point. There we go. Dorothy Mae Emerson. A wise person once said, "Take from the past not its ashes, but its fire." Today we kindle this flame, knowing that our presence forms a bridge between the past and the future. May the flame we have lit and light in our hearts draw strength from the best of our liberal religious heritage. May it empower us to act boldly for justice in the present world, and may it shine brightly in our lives as a beacon for future generations. Our chalice has been well lit. Come, let us worship together as we begin by singing our worship song. Jen?
Chalice, chalice, burning bright, help remind us with your light of all we like to live each day, with love and truth that we lead our way.
I am Jody McIntosh, the Director of Religious Exploration, and I invite anyone young or young at heart to come and gather here with me today for a story. So I have a question for my young ones here. What do you say to someone when they come into your house or they come into the room and you want to say something nice to them? What did we say? Nora? You say welcome. What else can we say to them? You can say hello. Did you have something else? Okay. We could say welcome. We can say hello. We can say hi. It's this story today. Do you have something else? That's okay. There's lots of things we can say. And what's something we say when someone leaves our house or we leave their house? Hazel? We can say goodbye. See you soon. Or just bye. That's right. Or see you later. I like that. Thanks for inviting me. I like that too. See you later, alligator. That's on my script. Hey. So did you know that there's a lot of ways to say hello? Around the world, some people might say howdy, or hola, or bonjour, ni hao, konnichiwa. no matter how we say hello, it feels happy. It's a joyous thing to say hello to someone. It's fun to meet someone new, and it's always good to see an old friend. And saying goodbye also has different ways. We can say, see you later, or bye-bye, or even silly like in a wild crocodile, right? Or bye-bye butterfly. Other languages have their own ways too, like ciao, adios, au revoir, sayonara, or just farewell. But sometimes saying goodbye, it can feel a little bit sad. Maybe we won't see our friends for a long time, or maybe we'll miss playing with them or being with them. Or maybe they're not at our school, so we won't see them every day. That's right. So today, we have a goodbye to say. And it's a little bit sad, and it's a little bit happy. Our friend Susan McEwen, come on up, Susan. Our friend Susan McEwen has helped us with our religious exploration for the last 2 years, and even before that, maybe a couple times. We're saying goodbye for now. It makes us a little bit sad because we'll miss her big, kind smile and her calm, loving energy. But guess what? Sometimes goodbyes are for happy reasons. Susan is going to tell us why she's saying goodbye to us today.
Thank you, Jody. So I'm saying goodbye as your RE assistant because I'm moving to a new home. And I brought something to share with you about new homes. So I'm going to ask Jody to help me. There's the house part, but I need the roof. So my partner and I and our 2 cats are moving to the village of Morrisburg. But you know, no matter where I go, whatever new home I go to, I'm always bringing the home in my heart. And in that home, I'll be carrying all the love and the joy and the gratitude that has grown there from our time together. And maybe you'll keep some love and joy and gratitude from our time together in the home in your heart too. But I'm not going so far away. It's only about an hour away from Ottawa. So it might be more of a see you later, alligator. And then once in a while, I'll come back and visit, and I'll be saying hello as your friend. And I'm going to leave this little house with you in the Rainbow Room to remind you of all the fun we've had together.
Thank you so much, Susan, for everything you've done to help us learn and have fun each Sunday. We hope you have an amazing, happy time in your new village and your new home. So today we also get to say hello to a brand new friend. Come on up. Can you scoot over so Susie can sit here? This is Susie Shapiro, and she's going to be our new religious exploration assistant. I am so thrilled to start our adventure working together. I'm excited to see what Susie's talents and gifts as an artist and educator will bring to our program. Susan has a small gift for Susie.
It's a little chalice pendant.
And I will hand the mic over to Susie so she can say hello to you all.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Jody. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for this beautiful chalice necklace and your friendship. I'm just so grateful and happy to be here. I haven't been here for quite a few years, so it's just really wonderful to be back. And I really look forward to getting to know everyone and getting to have wonderful conversations with you all and singing songs with you all and reading stories with everyone. Yeah, and making art and, yeah. Lots of fun things. So, yeah. Happy to be here.
Thank you, Susie, for agreeing to share your talents with us and your gifts, and we're so happy you're here. So can everyone give Susan a big air hug goodbye? Let's send her all our love and best wishes in the air. And I saw some of you already doing this, but can you now give Susie a giant friendly wave to say hello and show her how happy we are to have her join us? Thank you. So we will now sing our children on their way. We are going to be having a little celebration downstairs in the Rainbow Room with the children to say hello and goodbye. And we will have cake. So if any of the if any of the parents would like to come down right after service, they can share with cakes. And any other grown-ups who, would like to come and say goodbye. They might be cake too. All right, thank you. We will sing our children on our way.
Beneath our arms we shelter you. You warm our hearts as you pass through. May our love guide you as you go, to help you live and help you grow.
Each week we pause in our time together in recognition of the joys and sorrows in our lives and across the globe. We honor our celebrations and challenges by placing stones in small bowls of water. As the ripples extend outward, imagine them continuing out beyond the bowls, out through and past our pews, out into the larger community of all. And Susan, I'm going to need a little help placing a couple of stones before we invite our friends forward. You may have noticed that some of our young ones are especially wound up this morning. Some of us grown-ups may be too. We have the concluding Sunday of a month-long Mystery Pals that ended with a celebration with little cupcakes and juice and tea. I was the adult half of the Burr Oak Mystery Pal, and I found my buddy through finding our roots that were combined. It was wonderful. It's a joyous program. I was asked afterward if I had another grandchild or two, and I'd like to think I do. So a stone for all our mystery pals. A stone for the blue sky overhead. A stone for Carl's father, Carl Sonnen Sr., who died earlier this week. His memorial will be in his home parish, St. Matthew's Anglican in the Glebe on May 12th. And a stone for Veronica, deepest sympathy on the death of your beloved son, Tom, on Tuesday. We are holding you close in heart. A stone also for the person and the legacy of Pope Francis, perhaps the most humane pope in living memory. And a final stone for those affected, those who lost their lives and were injured, and those who loved them at the Filipino Street Fest in Vancouver last night. Against this background, we live our lives. Please come forward now as you will to honor your joys and sorrows by placing stones in these bowls of water before us. That last stone, as always, represents all that remains in the silent sanctuary of our hearts. Carrying cards for Carl and Veronica are at the back on the caring table for us to sign, even if you don't yet know them. This is a way for us to extend our care on behalf of those who have given so much of their souls and energy to this community of faith. Let us now move into a time of stillness and reflection. After several moments, Jen will bring us back together through the gift of music. Thank you, Jen. Before I begin my remarks, I'm not sure if Carl mentioned, and I don't think I did, that things are a little different this morning. We're hosting the Ottawa Bluegrass Festival, which is fabulous, and we've got a gospel choir performing in this space at 1 o'clock. So this is what it is like to worship as part of a 3-ring circus. Now, I'm glad you laughed, because the rest of what I have to say is not necessarily humorous. Talking about settler indigenous reconciliation. But I want to set the scene some years back, because it was just after Easter, 19 years ago now. Actually, the church accompanist and I left 40 minutes into the Easter service to catch a flight. That the youth in the congregation I then served traveled to New Orleans to help the restoration efforts following the previous summer's hurricanes Katrina and Rita. There, in the meeting room of the First Unitarian Universalist Church of New Orleans, whose religious education classrooms had been outfitted with sleeping bunks for volunteers like us, was a poster on the wall with the lines from an Aboriginal women's collective. I probably have shared these with you before, but today they are front and center of my thinking. The lines read, "If you have come to help me, you are wasting your time. But if you have come because your liberation is bound up with mine, then let us work together." Wisdom from down under. The quote is often attributed to someone named Lila Watson, but Lila consistently turns credit back to the collective that she's a part of. and I'll take her up on that. Again, if you have come to help me, you are wasting your time. But if you have come because your liberation is bound up with mine, then let us work together. The question posed a challenge. Weren't we there to help? Ooh. Over the course of our week in New Orleans, however, the saying became the center point of our understanding of our efforts and time in New Orleans. While we slept in bunks in New Orleans proper, we commuted south each morning to Plaquemines Parish along the Mississippi River Delta, just north of the Gulf of Mexico, thank you very much, where we worked in damaged homes to strip sodden plaster walls down to the studs. Amid the debris of those homes, we found lost treasures, abandoned dolls, wedding albums, pictures from prom. During our lunch breaks, the grandparents of those who left the dolls talked to us of their families, while the parents of those children were working to keep their families fed as they lived in temporary shelter. It may have seemed, at least at start, like we were doing a good deed, capital G, capital D. But as our week there in the lower Delta country progressed, we came to understand that we were there because we were simply recognizing our shared humanity with people who are going through so much. If we suffered similar losses, wouldn't we want others to work along beside us as witnesses to what we were living through? When I came here to Ottawa 4 summers ago now, the same lines from those women down under helped me understand how reconciliation might be more possible here than in the country of my birth south of the border. If you have come to help me, you are wasting your time. But if you have come because your liberation is bound up with mine, then let us work together. There is no reconciliation without relationship. This week, we have mourned the death of Pope Francis and been reminded of his visit here to Canada and of the Indigenous delegation that went to the Vatican. Imperfect efforts toward reconciliation both, but still perhaps positive steps forward. At least we can hope. Still, the question remains of what the future of reconciliation will be here in the great white, soon to be great green north. If we rely solely on large-scale initiatives, delegations to the Vatican, we will likely end up disappointed. But if we move forward with what we can do, we may begin to notice others more willing to do the same. Reconciliation is not about charity. It's about the willingness to develop equitable relationships. It's about learning from one another what it means to be human. It was our conversations with the grandparents in New Orleans that helped seal our understanding of there, but for the grace of God, go we. None of us choose to be born into settler families, just as no one chose to be born into indigenous ones. While our culture, perspective, and experiences, person to person, culture to culture, vary widely, and the differences need to be respected, color blindness, as an aside, robs everyone of their particular story. When we even begin to delve into understanding we will find that we share so much more in common than the differences that divide us. When there is equity among us, then each of us is free to be just who we are, no longer beholden to traditions that maintain power inequalities. The discovery in Kamloops of the unmarked graves of Indigenous children rightly held the collective conscience of this country. May we not let that impact fade. As Abigail Echo Hawke, in a poem one of you first shared here, has put it, when they buried the children, what they didn't know was that they were lovingly embraced by the land, held and cradled in a mother's heart. The trees wept for them. With the wind they sang their mourning songs. Their mothers didn't know to sing. Bending branches to touch the earth around them, the Creator cried for them, the tears falling like rain. Mother Earth held them until they could be found. Now our voices sing the morning songs with the trees, the wind. Light sacred fire, ensure they are never forgotten as we sing justice. That is the cry we are called to maintain. Our next speaker, Janet Beauvais, lives next door at Unitarian House and recently joined our Ajashki Learning Center as its program manager. Janet also volunteers at Unitarian House on several initiatives there. Again, this morning's offering will be one of our monthly special social justice ones, with 100% of all unidentified donations going to Ajashki. I hope you'll join me in being as generous as you can be. Please join me now in welcoming Janet Beauvais. Janet?
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to thank Reverend Eric and the Social Justice Committee for inviting me to briefly speak this morning about who I am, where I've come from, where I think I might be going, and to give you a brief update about Ajashki. I like to say I walk in two worlds. I'm a daughter of a Mohawk father and a daughter of a Scottish mother. One week, my father would be dressing me in regalia to go to powwow. The next week, my mother would be dressing me in full kilt to go to Robbie Burns' dinner. I come from a family, my father, my grandfather, and his parents were keen activists and history buffs. My grandfather actually went with a delegation to meet with the Prime Minister in the 40s to argue against revisions to the Indian Act. His activism continued until his death. My father was a history buff also, writing a book about our reserve, writing a weekly newspaper articles about history and culture, and also doing a weekly broadcast. He used his 5 businesses on the reserve to also hire young Indigenous youth to give them a leg up in the business world. Now, these are the positives I can speak about, but also, like many Indigenous families, we have the negatives of the residential schools, intergenerational trauma, mental health, and other issues. As family, we rarely or almost never spoke about these issues. We mostly focused on trying to see the positive. And I carry this forward in my life, volunteerism and activism. I've had a very rewarding career. I've worked in multiple areas: health, I've worked in environment, I've worked in food safety and nutrition, and international affairs. In all of these roles that I've had, I've either volunteered or had responsibility for Indigenous programs. I've worked on studying the health disparities between on-reserve, off-reserve, and Canadians. And this study showed that there were glaring disparities back in the 80s when I conducted this research, and I'm not sure we've done much better since. I've also studied contaminants left by the military on reserves in the middle of Canada and in the north. I've studied policies and programs for drinking water. I've studied and I've also worked on designing policies for subsidies for food in the north. Grassy Narrows is another project I worked on, studying mercury contamination on this reserve. And as many of you know, no progress has been made on that issue either. So what is reconciliation for me and the future of reconciliation? I'm really saddened that the last progress report didn't indicate much progress on the recommendations that were made by the Truth and Reconciliation Committee. But what can I do? I'm one person. I no longer have a role in my job to design policies or programs, but I can apply my life skills to a program such as Ajashki. I'd like to say that I'd apply my management, finance, fundraising experience to the program and bridge the, I'd like to be a bridge between the Indigenous way that we are operating as a youth collective and circle of support, and bridge that to what some of us call the settler, or I call colonial ways of doing business, the ways of management and finance, etc. There's a trend now in nonprofits and in other areas of business to decolonizing our management committees and boards. I think that my experience in doing this bridge between Ajashki and the Congregational Management Committees Board would give me additional experience in guiding others in this decolonization process. I'd like next to just provide a brief update on Ajashki. Last July, we started the Makerspace. I think many of you have seen the rooms 1 and 2 and the beautiful artwork that's in there. It's provided an opportunity for youth to express themselves culturally, artistically. Last year, we also had 12 youth working in the gardens and on the grow towers. But the youth said in our yearly end-of-year retreat that they wanted more opportunity to move from gardening in their first year to developing a micro gig or a social business. There's many words we could use to describe this. Unfortunately, at this time, we've been in a hiatus since January due to funding issues. We have obtained additional funding that will allow us to hire 3 youth this summer, not 12. We have grants in the process that we're hoping will be awarded so we can come to our full complement this summer. But if you see that the garden is lying somewhat fallow, this is the reason why. We have a vision for Ajashki as a collective. We've had 4 years of experience, and now we have the Makerspace. What we really want to do, and what my primary focus this year will be, is moving towards sustainability. We don't want to lurch from grant to grant to grant. We want to have a sustainable, multi-year funding so that we can guarantee youth, come garden with us in the first year, stay for a second, stay for a third, and learn how to run a business and a micro gig that will provide you with additional funding, as many of our youth are on supports such as Ontario Disability Program. And so this extra money they make is really important to them. As a result of having that vision, we are going to be looking for additional mentors and experts to help us understand how to design and sustain a social business, how to help the youth do the sales and marketing for the products they would like to make in their gig. In conclusion, I'd like to say it's national volunteer work. I'd like to do a shout out to all the Ajashki volunteers. We currently have 11. We have 2 more who have expressed interest in joining. So a shout out to all of you during National Volunteer Week, and a shout out to everybody else in the congregation that volunteers for a multitude of programs. In conclusion, I'd also like to say we're still looking for volunteers, particularly, as I said, to help us make the makerspace a more sustainable social enterprise. We'd like your help. If you have any leads you can provide us for companies, foundations who might assist us in this regard. Anyway, thank you and for your kind attention, and I hope to get to know many more of you in the next few months as I continue to work on Ajashki. Thank you.
Before today's anthem, I wanted to plug a couple things going on here in this building in the next little while. One of them is, as Reverend Eric mentioned, the Grassroots Festival is here today, and at 12:30 there's a concert by Tony Turner, who's over there, and who so graciously sang with us, or played with us, and sang with us a couple weeks ago here. It's right here. You don't, well, maybe you have to move, it's at 12:30. You may want to move between now and 12:30, but it's right here. I believe it's free, so you're very much encouraged to stay and support Tony. Also, next week we have our choral concert, Singing Our Principles, which is a concert of music that is about or represents our 8 principles in some way. So I very much hope you will plan on coming to that. It's at 1 p.m. And now I'll tell you about the song we're singing. Today we are singing We Have 3 Rivers with Mariella on drum. And we are performing Song of Life by Sandy Schofield, who is a multi-award-winning composer, musician, and singer. She's won 5 Canadian Aboriginal Music Awards, been nominated for 3 Junos, composed the Aboriginal welcoming song that was used as a part of the opening ceremonies at the Vancouver Winter Olympics. She is a Métis from the Saulteaux and Cree Nations, who has mentored many First Nations singers and songwriters in vocal techniques and also in the music industry and breaking into the music industry. Song of Life is a song about joy and celebration. It uses vocables, which are syllables that don't have a defined meaning, but are used to express an emotion or create patterns, and enabled people from different Indigenous tribes or groups to be able to sing together and make music together. So you won't see a translation up there, but the song is meant to be a joyful expression of life and celebration.
Yo, hey, hey, yo, hey, ho.
Thank you, Reverend Eric and Janet, for your inspiring remarks. And thank you, Three Rivers, for the Song of Life. Will the ushers please start passing the offering baskets now? Thank you. This congregation has a long history of care, vitality, and bringing people together to move the arc of justice forward. We have been able to live into our hopes and dreams because of the generosity of those within and beyond this community. Whether you are here in Worship Hall or anywhere else, you are part of this community. We rely on one another to keep this congregation vital and resilient. If you have any questions about how you can give, please go to our website or contact our finance manager to find out how to make a donation or keep up with your pledge. Also, if you are here in Worship Hall, you can use the QR code on the back of the order of service to make an online donation. Our gifts are freely given and gratefully received. We dedicate them to the work of this community of faith. Serving human wholeness, caring for the planet, upholding religious freedom, welcoming the stranger, and loving one another. Now, let us sing together once more. Please rise in body or in spirit as Jen leads us in singing The Fire of Commitment. It's number 1028 in the Teal hymnal. The words will be up on the screen.
Fire of
be seated. Before we begin to close this time of worship and reflection, a reminder that food and household items from our grocery support program are available to any who would like some from the room adjacent to Fellowship Hall out that door. Ajashki grow towers are back up in the same room as the grocery support program, but only the first is ready for harvesting at this time. Patience, everyone. There's still more oxygen in that room than any place else in the building, so go check it out. Because of the Bluegrass Festival and the music taking place, Grassroots. I get in trouble every single day. Thank you for laughing at me. It is appropriate. Because of all the great music going on here, the after-service discussion and Mia's Indian cuisine lunch are taking a well-deserved break. I simply didn't ask before whether we're going to have green mugs. It is a different kind of coffee hour today, so if you see these, pick them up. If not, wait till next week. And now, as we prepare to extinguish our chalice, let these words from Richard Wagamese, adapted only slightly, be our guide. We wake to a day of worry, and even though our species, two-legged we are, most of us, the greatest, even though we have the greatest capacity for cruelty of any creature in creation, we also have the staunchest capacity for love, for mercy, compassion, acceptance, forgiveness, empathy, and kindness. We are built for survival because of those virtues. We have hands to reach out to one another. We have the inherent knowledge that we are one family. This is our saving grace. Where'd it go? It was here. Some Sundays are like that. There we go. There we go. Jen, will you please bless us again by leading us in our closing song, Spirit of Life. As now we return to the challenge and the joy of helping the world come alive in love. Let us go forward with love in our hearts, sowing seeds of justice from our hands. And doing so, may we find the grace of peace in each of our steps. Go in peace, my friends. Go in peace.